A H5P quiz is a great content type for English language learners. Students can read multiple choice questions and true-false questions, fill in the blanks, dragging text, and also mark the words, and then the computer can mark their answers automatically. But for today's example, we're just going to have a look at a quiz with one content type, and that's multiple choice. As you can see, the video plays and the students just need to read the text and choose the correct answer. Alright, so the reason why I am making content like this is because it's for additional practice for a textbook that we use at our institution. Now this is from Evolve by Cambridge University Press, and there's just a section on grammar here. So I've taken that theme and then written my own questions, and that's just on a notepad, or of course it's probably better to use a word processor to get the spell checking feature. But here are the questions. Okay, so once you have your questions and your video content or a picture, then you need to go to h5p.org and sign up. And this site is to just test out H5P content, and then you can download it and choose what you do with it after that, whether you're going to put it in a learning management system where you can see the scores of what students have answered, or you're going to put it on a portfolio if you're an e-learning developer. Let's click try out H5P. Alright, so you can see that there are many different types of content types, and today we're going to do a quiz, question set. Then there's a lot of copying and pasting from your Word document to the H5P. Alright, so I'm going to do that for the title, and there's lots of settings to just go through carefully from top to bottom. Here I don't really need an introduction to this quiz because there's not going to be many things in it. First of all, you just need to go to the library. As I said at the start, there are many different types, but let's just do multiple choice. Okay, and we can copy and paste this and put that as the title. Click this down arrow to expand the media and upload the image or video. I've got a video in this case. And then you can put in a video from YouTube if you like, as you can see, but I've already got one in my downloads folder. Monster trucks. While that's uploading, it's up to you if you want to have a specific poster image for that. You can upload an image there. That means like what will they see before they click on the video, and do you want it to keep playing over and over again or start playing automatically? You usually leave them off. And do you want to add a subtitles track for the video? Alright, so we're going down to the question. These are for the multiple choice, just put the instructions. As you can see, it's sort of like Microsoft Word. There are different formatting things for the heading, but for now I'll just leave it as normal. I'm going to put the instructions in bold and then the questions not in bold underneath. So I've just got line, people watching the trucks. And then the available options, there are a lot of. So copy, paste, and there are some, so Control C, Control V. And the computer has no idea what you're doing, of course, so it needs to know what is the correct answer. So there are a lot of people watching the trucks in this case. Then we have options of if you pass the quiz, what do you want it to say? If you get a certain score, you could say, sorry, try again. We'll just leave that blank in this case. So in behavioral settings, do you want the retry button to show? Do you want to show solution? I'm going to turn that off because there's only two options. So if they get it wrong the first time, then it must be wrong. I like this one for multiple choice, randomize the answers. Do you want them to be able to click backwards and forwards? In this case, it's just for practice, so it's fine. Do you want to have a list of random questions? This is quite good. As you can see, my questions aren't really in any order, so it's good that they get them in different orders. If you have a lot of questions, maybe if I wrote 20 questions, but every time when the students or the user does the quiz, then they're going to just see some of them. So maybe they see 5 questions, but behind the scenes there are 20 questions that are randomly shown. This is a really useful feature. What happens when they're finished the quiz? We don't really need the solution. They can just see their score. And then, do you want people to check the answers? I usually leave this off. As you can see, if you have lots and lots of questions, you can override the settings and you can say show solution on every single question that you've done and show the retry button on every question, but I think I'll just leave that off. And finally, if you are writing questions in a different country, teaching English as a foreign language, then you can do custom text here for what you want to put on the buttons. And then each of the different content types has its own section. So that's how you change the language. Then let's have a look at copyright. So how do you give people permission to do this and see the author? That's up here in metadata. And then as you can see, there are many different types of Creative Commons licenses. For more information, you can go to creativecommons.org. I quite like this one. People can share and do what they want with it, but they're not allowed to sell the things that I made. Anyway, there's lots of other content available about Creative Commons. And this is the year, and you can fill out all this stuff as well. So if you get somebody else's content, then you can write what you changed here as well. So there's a full set of features here for the Creative Commons. Anyway, so let's go down to these buttons. Do you want other people to be able to embed the content into a website? Do you want people to be able to download it and display the buttons? I'm going to leave them on, but if I was going to put this in a learner management system, I'd probably leave them off. Anyway, let's click save and let's see how it looks. I've only added one question, by the way, so I do need to go back and add some more, but the video plays and that's how it looks. So there are some, as you can see, finish, and then it says the results. So you can choose if you want this on or off. And then if they can retry, you can also not let them retry. It's fine in this case because it's just practice. And to add a new question, you can, of course, click add question. But if you have some specific settings here, then it's best to just copy the same format as before. Okay, so you copy this question, add, and then paste it like this. So click copy, add, paste. Right, because I want to have the consistent instructions here as well, and the formatting. It'll just save me a few clicks. I don't need to paste that or put it in bold. Right, and then I can just go to the next one, change, and then... Okay, so I've finished adding all of the 4 questions, and then we can see how it looks. Alright, so now that I've added the questions, it's always a good idea to try it out as the students see it like this. So let's see. There are some. Notice that it's in a random order as well. There are a lot of people. Okay. And then the results 4 out of 4. Okay, so this website is just for practicing, and you shouldn't use it for hosting actual content that you want to use. You need to put it somewhere. There's different options available actually. There is Moodle, and you can create the content within Moodle. You can also make it within WordPress, Drupal as well, and your own website. So that's all. That's how to make a quiz in H5P with a video and a multiple choice question.